it kills you inside. That's why I do this for you.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for
all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside. That's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in. To all of those who know you, that impression don't exist, and it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it. I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it, I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits. This a success, off another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lie, just no passion never lie. Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify the things that you believe in. Have to scream it like a battle cry and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love. Those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug. Those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make up lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see. Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be, and if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for
all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside. That's why I do this for you.
Do this for my mother, she'll be working for the summer. Do this for my father, cause these days I often wonder what my life would have been like if I was not adopted. To grow up in a home where I was treated like a problem. I don't know, it's just a guess. Your guess probably good as mine. Lucky that I grew up in a home that wanted me to shine. Lucky that I grew up around some mountains we were taught to climb. Without that inspiration, I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking back through life so I can write it down. Make a living off the sound, so crazy to say out loud. I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town. Sorry, gotta stunt a little. Used to have my dreams belittled, but it's all a part of it. I know people's minds are fickle, lines between reality and dreams I blur like faded nights. Come up been so good for me, I wish that I could make it twice.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for
all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside. That's why I do this for you.
Yo, shout out to my pops, man. I know he's probably not watching right now. It's really early in the morning over there. But shout out to everybody who's here this morning. I'm doing a show at 9 a.m. Never thought I'd do these anymore, but unfortunately, my schedule has me doing a show this morning at 9 a.m. So I apologize to anybody who's missing this live stream right now. You got in late or you have to watch it after hours. We have thousands of people that watch the shows after hours, and that's okay. Right now, we're broadcasting to literally no one except for about a dozen people. People will show up as they're getting their day started, but I'd imagine many of you guys are at work right now. Some of you are still sleeping in on the West Coast. If you're in different time zones, I apologize. But thanks for watching me no matter the time of day, right? You get around to it and you do your thing. Just remember, Tuesday is football. We have 49 days straight of football. I believe we're on like day 45 at this point. So we still have a number of days left of nothing but football every single day. I will be live streaming tonight. If you want to watch the games tonight, we will be on YouTube live streaming during the games. If you haven't joined us for a live stream, find the time to do it. It's a blast. Hanging out with some buddies. It's like going to the bar without having to drink, without having to spend money, smell people, fend off the drunks, whatever it is. You can just sit down, relax, and have a good time. We're hanging out. It's a group of people. Sometimes we get hundreds of people in there. Sometimes we get a solid 30. Doesn't matter. Everybody's chilling, relaxing, talking about the game, pointing out things that we're hoping for. We're all in there sweating together. And when I say sweating together, we're just hoping and praying our bets hit. So with that being said, MVPs, shout out to every single one of you. Good morning. There are now over 1,300 MVPs. You guys make my life possible. You guys make the world go round. And the last thing I want to do is let you down. So I work extremely hard for the MVPs. I've been crunching numbers all night and day. And this morning I came out with a bunch of parlays just for the MVPs. Just good fun. Let's make sure they hit. Good luck making them happen. I think they're going to happen. But there's 3 games tonight. I won't be going in detail about the 3 games because that's MVP data. If you want to know, get the MVP package. It's that simple. And the videos are posted. MVPs already know what's going on. Now let's talk about what's trending in sports. It is early in the morning. I did a show not too long ago, so not much has happened with the exception of Leighton Vander Esch. This is the Boise State linebacker, former first-round draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Could miss 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, 4 to 6 weeks. Let me tell you guys something. Between him, Overshawn going down with a torn ACL in the preseason, these guys are playing with the backup of backups. There isn't a team with enough depth. There isn't one. There's no way the Cowboys are going to be competitive. I think they had a lot of lingering injuries, and they're just tapping out now after getting beat by the 49ers. They realize they're not going to win anything of consequence, and now they're stepping out. That's the reality of the situation. And they're all going to go miss a bunch of weeks. Turpin went down with an injury. Shout out to Kevontae Turpin. He did score a touchdown. The only guy who showed up ready to play against the 49ers. And then Godwin's done for the year. It's unfortunate. They obviously already lost Diggs for the year. They're just done. There's nothing left. Put a fork in them. I know I have an identical twin brother who was telling the internet world that they were going 17-0, then 16-1. Bro, they might not win another game this year. I'm letting you know. Cowboys are done. Now we'll get into the college football slate. Tonight, La Tech at Middle Tennessee State. If you guys don't know, I'll give it to you straight. I hate Middle Tennessee State. They made us lose so many games, so many points. This is a 7-win team last year, and they have not gotten it together this year. It's unfortunate for them. La Tech on the flip side, Sonny Cumbie leaves a lot to be desired as a head coach. You think he's going to be a product of that Texas Tech tree from Mike Leach, and he's going to go out there and score a ton of points, kind of like any other, Graham Harrell or who's the guy who just got fired from the Cardinals, the quarterback's coach at USC. His name escapes me right now. Thinks he looks good. Probably looks as good as Taylor Swift. Can't stand skinny, stereotypical people. And nonetheless, the basic people. This dude looks like he goes to Starbucks. Yeah. These people just never get it done. And Sonny Cumbie can be added to the list of just coaches that never get it done. Does not get it done. I've never seen a guy just get solid players and not make anything of them. I'm serious. It's frustrating to me because La Tech did well in the transfer portal. I wanted to see them do well, and yet here they are. And I have to, Cliff Kingsbury. Thank you very much, T. Cliff Kingsbury, my goodness. Sonny Cumbie's like the generic version of all those guys. He comes from the same tree, just doesn't get it done. He was once a college quarterback worth talking about. La Tech looking to go on the road against Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee is very frustrating. They have players that I like. They have a very stout run defense. And La Tech has a run game. So it's going to be one of those things where who's going to give, who's not going to do well, who's going to play well. I feel like I keep picking La Tech because I want them to do it. But I feel like Middle Tennessee is probably the better team. And I hate saying that because I just watched them blow chunks. And I don't want to get into it. Nonetheless, Liberty at Jacksonville State, it looks like a showdown, and it looks like two powerhouses are playing. I don't think that's true. Jacksonville State's been scraping by to win. They're 5-1. Congratulations. Shout out to Rich Rodriguez for everything he's done. And Liberty, Jamie Chadwell's got a great team. He's doing the most with them, and I hope they can cover that spread. The spread is like 6.5 tonight, so they got to win by a touchdown. Coastal Carolina on the road at App State. Coastal Carolina's offensive line play has been porous. It's been terrible. It's been substandard. But Grayson McCall's still him. Pickney's still him. They still got players that can make plays. App State on the flip side, man, they cannot stop a defense. And I'm telling you right now, they can't stop an offense. App State, Nate Noel, one of the best running backs in the country, will probably carry them to victory tonight. They're 5.5-point favorites. I like App State in the game. MTSU sold us last week so hard. It hurt our soul. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, they still, if you look, last week they had a lead and they got caught by Jacksonville State, and it was something fierce, man. And they fell apart. They fell apart in the second half. It was so, I can't believe what just happened type deal. Look at the score at halftime. Middle Tennessee State 23-7, and they just didn't appear in the second half. I still think Middle Tennessee State, I got to go back and talk to the MVPs. I still think Middle Tennessee State's going to probably do something here. Got to make a video after this. Talk to MVPs and give them a heads up. I can't give up a Middle Tennessee State like that. I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. I'm torn, bro. All right, enough of that. Next game, Liberty, like I said, I already covered all three. We're good. Now, we're talking about the MAC today. Let's do it before I get to the questions. If you're watching us on TikTok, thanks for watching. All you got to do, move over to YouTube, jump in the chat, and I'll start answering your questions. There's already people with questions in there. Kent State at Eastern Michigan. These are two of the worst teams in the country. I think Eastern Michigan's a better team. I don't know what the spread is on this game. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I'm going to tell you that Eastern Michigan's going to win this game. They'll beat Kent State. Kent State just, they got nothing. Toledo at Ball State. MVP, can't talk about it. Akron at Central Michigan. We'll see who shows up. But Akron just got blown out by like 50 points by Northern Iowa. And Central Michigan actually has a decent team. They did get beat really bad by Buffalo. But I believe Central Michigan at home has this game in the bag. Bowling Green at Buffalo, that's MVP data. Miami of Ohio at Western Michigan. Western Michigan's playing pretty good. A little better than I thought. You know, they covered the spread against Mississippi State. When you look at them, they have some life to their team, but they're not beating Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio is a good team. They beat Cincinnati. They're actually a really good team. Miami of Ohio, I like them to win this game. I don't know what the spread is, but I like them to win the game. Ohio, Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois looks revitalized, looks revamped, and all this shit. I still like Ohio to win this game big. Let me know if Ohio can handle it. Shout out to Rourke and the boys. Big 10 play. Indiana, Michigan. It'll be another blowout for Michigan. Ohio State, Purdue. They should have no problem. Ohio State should have no problem handling Purdue. We'll see. But Hudson Card can still do some things, but nobody's going to watch that shit. It's on Peacock, bro. That thing says Peacock. What the hell? Michigan State at Rutgers. Give me Rutgers to win at home. UMass and Penn State. The spread is huge. It's MVP data. I won't talk about it. Illinois at Maryland, MVP. Iowa at Wisconsin. Believe it might be MVP, but all I'll tell you is Wisconsin is the favorite, I think, in this game, which is nuts. Yeah. Let's go back. All right, those are all the games. Now to your guys' questions. Might be a short show today. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll roll out pretty quick. So, good luck, chat. Shout out to Audrey Robinson, just became an MVP. Congratulations. Bill Avery just became an MVP. Congratulations. David in Arizona, good morning. Hey, David in Arizona, what the hell are you doing awake, bro? It's Arizona. This man is up at 6 in the morning watching us. 6 a.m. My bad. What you think, Brady Troop says, what you think about La Tech +9 to finish my teaser tonight? +9 sounds plausible. It does to finish for a teaser. If you guys don't know what teasers are, that's when you pick somebody, an underdog or a favorite, and you move the line like 10 points the other way. You take an alternate spread. At least that's my understanding of it. Yeah, La Tech 9 sounds like they'll be in it. I really worry about their ability to score. I really do. Against Middle Tennessee State's defense. Just so we're clear. But their strength is running the ball, and Jacksonville State eventually ran the ball on them. So, it is what it is. Bass got Books says, I've been ready for Tuesday and Wednesday football all year. All year. LFG, let's fucking go, Rico. Proud of you, Unc. Thanks, man. I'm proud of myself, too. You know what I'm most proud about? I got to tell you guys something before I get into that. Shout out to Phoenix Races. Just became an MVP. Congratulations, bruh. Welcome to the team. Go watch the videos. Learn the most you can about the games tonight. I believe in it. Yeah, the thing I'm most proud about is, today I have some appointments on base. I got to put my uniform on, and I got to go to some appointments for retirement. And it's just neat, man. It's just neat to know that I finally reached the finish line. I know that when I first enlisted in the Army, I wanted to be great. My first year, I became Soldier of the Year, won a bunch of awards, have all these plaques and all this shit over there. I was always great. I showed up in tip-top shape. I was a football player, a wrestler, a track athlete, and so a tri-sport athlete in high school, and I was still training to be a football player before I joined the Army. I showed up just ready to take over the world. And I remember I had to be I look back on it, I had to be a drill sergeant's dream, bro. I was ready. And I entered these fighting competitions, and I won so much early on in my career. I never really experienced the Army in a miserable light. My experience was always positive. And I achieved a lot. I excelled. I became a staff sergeant at 4 years, right? 4 years staff sergeant. I was a platoon sergeant. I was in charge of people. I think I was 24 years old, and I was a platoon sergeant. So I'm responsible for 30 people, and I was busy. And obviously I reached the upper echelons and became a senior ranking person. But for those years, those formidable years where everybody kind of has stories about being broke or struggling in the Army, or they hated their leader, or they had this, they have a bad taste in their mouth, I had nothing of the sort, man. I was great, and I had a great experience. So I'm super proud of myself for identifying. I got what I wanted out of it, right? I got a college degree. I have a bachelor's degree. I got wealth for 20 plus years. I always lived in a new house. I'm currently looking to buy a new house right now. And as I'm going through looking for new houses to buy, I recognize that, yeah, I'm not one to buy a fixer-upper. I'm not one to flip a house. I'm not one to live in a shady neighborhood. I provided this for myself, this standard, when I come from nothing, bro. I come from nothing. I didn't inherit anything from my parents, and I need people to understand that. Like, we don't inherit land. I meet people, and they're like, yeah, we're poor, yeah, but they owned a ranch, and they had all this other stuff behind them, pushing them, backing them. We don't have anything of the sort. Nothing of the sort, man. Everything that's in our life, our parents created right there in front of our face, right? So it's just pretty neat last night while I'm looking for new homes to buy. I couldn't be prouder. Couldn't be prouder of what the military's provided for me. Couldn't be prouder for what I achieved, and man, it feels good. It feels good to have my own schedule, to do whatever I want to do every single day. You know, I went for a second run last night, and I ran good. I ran the neighborhood, and I just saw a bunch of people in my neighborhood I've never seen before. And I realized I've been in here grinding 20 hours a day, and I don't even go outside and touch grass, right? So I went out there, and I touched grass. And I feel good about it, man. It's just weight lifted off your shoulders every day. Ivan Lindahl says, morning, Rico. What's an underrated matchup in both the Big Ten and MAC that I should watch this weekend? Ivan Lindahl, number one, in the MAC, you should watch Miami of Ohio at Western Michigan. It'll be on ESPN+, so I don't know if you have ESPN+, but you need to watch Gage Larvadain. Gage Larvadain is must-see TV. That's the guy you need to watch. He's a transfer from the FCS level. Gage Larvadain is a stud. Watch Miami of Ohio. They have Gabbert at quarterback. That's Blaine Gabbert's little brother. And I really like everything Miami of Ohio does. That's a good team. Must-watch TV. In the Big Ten side of the house, let's watch Wisconsin and see what they're really about. That's how I feel. Watch Wisconsin and see if they can really handle Iowa. Wisconsin's offense is great. I love Wisconsin. I had Wisconsin winning 11 games this year. I have proof of it. I actually have it on a spreadsheet. Let me go back and check. Is top new coaching hires. And there it is. Luke Fickell at the very top. His record, I have 11. I am winning 11. I have Jeff Brom winning 9. Jamie Chadwell at Liberty winning 8. All right, some of these guys are letting me down. Auburn at 6. There's Tim Beck letting me down at 6. Nebraska letting me down at 6. Navy letting me down. Sam Houston's the worst. Had them wrong all day. But some of these I got right. Let me tell you, some of these I got right. Mississippi State, just watch. North Texas, there's Western Michigan, UAB, Arizona State, Cincy, Texas State I got way wrong. I think they're going to win way more than 4, right? Kent State might not win 3. And then I got South Florida way wrong. They won more than 1 game. So, yeah, I try to guess all the new 25 head coaches. And at the end of the year, I'm going to go through them and see what's cracking. And, yeah, you got to see Gage Larvadain, and you got to see what Wisconsin's really about. Are they really going to win 11 games this year? Like I said, those are the games you got to watch, Ivan. As an MVP, though, you got to watch them all. So don't get it twisted. Watching you on the way to work, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, shout out to you, Upshaw. Do your thing, man. Don't be watching. Just listen. Just listen. But I appreciate you for being here. How do I get the MVP package? Kyle Woods. There's a posted video on the homepage of my TikTok and my YouTube to get the MVP package. All you got to do is join the channel, join the membership, become an MVP. You cannot see the join button if you are using the YouTube version of, or if you're using the app version of YouTube. You got to use the web browser. So that could be Safari web browser, a desktop, a laptop. You got to use the internet, but not the app. Anytime it prompts you, do you want to use the app to open YouTube? No, because you won't be able to join that way. Just so you're aware. Breaking, good morning, Rico. Good morning, Breaking. Good to see you, bro. Appreciate you. Kingsbury, there you go. Morning, everyone. Coffee and Rico. There you, Tom Rose. I don't mess with coffee. I don't mess with coffee, but I hear you. MTSU sold us last week. Shaking my head. We were up by so much at halftime, and they sold us. Correct, Upshaw. I like La Tech 3.5. Shout out to you, Dominic. Don't we all? Andrew says, the live might end quick and easy, just like my ex. Yo. Was your ex a man and a woman? Because if it's a woman, let's go. That's where it's at. If it's a man, so what? Who cares? Do you, bro? But Andrew, I believe you're talking about your ex. Hey, man, I once, when I break up with somebody, I want you guys to know there ain't no long, drawn-out conversation, because I already came to that conclusion before we ever talked. So I just walk up to him and just go, hey, it's over, and just go. It's straight up Moneyball. Have you guys ever seen Moneyball? When they got to cut the players and Jonah Hill doesn't know how to cut the players, and he's like, no, just cut it, bro, right? Cut, sling, and go. Let me tell you, if I break up with a woman, just walk up to him and just be like, yeah, this didn't work out. No explanation needed, no closure needed. We don't need to work anything out. Hey, it didn't work out. And most of the time, I insulate myself so they can just leave at that moment. And we don't need to go check our bank accounts and split the fucking DVDs. We don't need to be doing all that. You just roll out. I own everything here. Carry on. That's just how I carry myself. Dave in Arizona, early bird gets the worm, Rico. Hey, I want a worm. Can you give me your top 5 Big Ten teams? My top 5 Big Ten teams. I'd go Michigan, number 1. Number 2 is Penn State. Number 3 is Ohio State. Number 4 is Maryland. And number 5 is Wisconsin. Those are my top 5 right now. I could probably flip Maryland and Wisconsin, but right now, that's where I'm at. Those are my top 5. Thank you for asking. Hey, congrats, man. I'm currently Air Force. Oh, shout out to you, Upshaw. Welcome to it, man. Do your thing. Grind it out. Hang in there. Things will get bad. Things will go great. Things will go terrible. Congrats. Thank you, Devin McKay. We're trying so hard. We're blessed. James Oates says, good morning from Fort Riley, Kansas. Ooh. Ugh. Oh, by the way, the states we can live in now that I'm getting retired that are tax-free, some of the states we can live in that we want to live in, it's not like we're going to Delaware or anything, but South Dakota, Nevada, Texas, Wyoming, and Florida. Those are our only options at this point. And what we saw was South Dakota has some amazing trailers. I know what you guys are thinking, but they got some kick-ass trailers. The only problem is the snow, bro, and I drive a Camry, so there's a lot of snow, especially in the photos. But they have some amazing trailers, and I need to find a fenced-in yard for Ash. Nevada did not seem affordable anywhere. Nevada was just out of the picture and not optional. Texas is a dream. I can live anywhere in Texas, I think. Anywhere in El Paso. We found like 5 houses we love in El Paso. We found one we really love. Like I'm calling them today in El Paso. But we also have San Antonio to still go through. There's a bunch of new neighborhoods around San Antonio and Converse, Texas, and some other places. We looked in Florida. No, we looked in Tennessee. Not really ideal. Not really ideal. And then Florida, it's crazy because the new houses look pretty. There's some new houses in some new neighborhoods, kind of closer to the Panhandle in Pensacola area. And the only problem is I feel like they all look abandoned. Like they might be empty neighborhoods that nobody moved into. They don't look the same as the other new construction neighborhoods. And then there's condos. Condos near the beach in Jacksonville, St. Pete, Tampa, and my goodness, the HOAs are huge though. We don't want any part of those HOAs. One of those condo HOAs was like $500 a month. And I'm like, F you, bro. I don't even like it. And they're old, right? They're built in the 70s. But it's a condo near the beach, bro. What do you do? And I got to find out what we're going to do with Ash. Because we want to give her a backyard to play in. But we can't go that route. So, yeah, we got some options. We'll see what happens. I do want to be near a military base for any of my medical needs. I like to go on base and get help. I don't like to mess around with civilian doctors. Or civilian hospitals, I should say. I'm not a fan of base. But it's a necessity in due time. So, yeah, we'll figure it out, man. I'm doing a lot of research. You didn't see me put out a lot of content last night. How much hours did we spend last night, babe? Probably 3 hours looking for houses. Yeah, 3 hours house hunting last night. And I think we found at least a dozen. At least a dozen that we like. It's just a matter of what we want to do. Good morning, Fort Riley. Daquis X Air Force Ammo. Okay, there you go. Oh, you guys are ex-Air Force. You talking to each other. Got it. Paul Keenan says, morning, Rico. I keep thinking about what you've been saying. Gavin Wimsatt is just not it. The inability to throw the ball is killing Rutgers against actual opponents. Paul Keenan, I studied this team because I really wanted to believe in them this year. And when I went and watched their spring game, go back to their spring game. It was on YouTube. It's on probably on it was on ESPN and ESPN Plus and YouTube recorded. Maybe it was ESPN Plus. I watched it. And I watched it after the fact because all the spring games happened on one day. So I didn't get to it for like 2 weeks. And it started to rain during the spring game. And I'm watching it. I'm like, man, it's raining. He might be inaccurate, whatever. Bro, these balls, these balls were all over the place. Like they were not where they needed to be. It reminded me so much of Anthony Richardson. Just theoretically a big arm, a good athletic quarterback, and just not naturally throwing catchable balls. Just always wrong. I think Gavin Wimsatt is that guy. He's not going to be accurate. They'll never be successful with him at quarterback. That's the unfortunate reality of the situation. Their defense is so tough. Running backs are studs. Like their wide receivers are great, always open. Rutgers has it all. They needed to hit the transfer portal and get a quarterback, and they didn't. That's all they had to do. Grab a quarterback from the transfer portal. There was a kid named Lamson, and he was at Syracuse, and he earned the second-string job. He's now at Stanford fighting for the starting job. But when he won that second-string job at Syracuse, he's already in this region. He's already in this area. All you got to do is just grab him. And they didn't when he jumped in the portal. They didn't win out. So it sucks. T-Cost Vlogs. Good morning, Rico. What up, T-Cost? Good morning to you, man. Hope you caught the money lines. Let's go, Rico. Thanks for adding Druid Hills to the high school football roundup. F the haters. Marcus Banks, shout out to you, man. I'm trying my best to give every high school some shine. I'm getting trounced with requests from every high school in America. My inbox is literally, and I'm trying to read them all. I still haven't read 600 messages. I kid you not, 600. And I try to clear all my notifications. There's still 600 there I haven't clicked on. Nevada's a horrible place to live for retired people. Troy, we know. We searched, and for the price that I could buy an actual home. And this is the crazy thing, is because we started with Texas, so we were looking at real homes and real nice shit. Some remarkable homes. And we're actually in love with a flip, which is crazy because I never thought I would like a flip. I was like, oh, flips are always so cheap. They're old homes, and they flipped them, and they make them look nice, but it's all cheap material, and they're trying to make off like bandits. No, this flip, they sat on it for 4 years. It looks like somebody just remodeled their house to be better. That's all it looks like to me. But we're in love with these houses. Then we go to Nevada. We put in our parameters. We have certain things we want and need, and certain price range and everything, and then it'll light up the little red dots all over the state. And we looked. Holy smokes. Not a place in Nevada worth talking about. Not a place worth calling a real estate agent, nothing. It all looked uninhabitable. It looked terrible. I'm serious. South Dakota is beautiful, just gets cold. Yeah, man, we're telling you. When I tell you a trailer, that trailer looked better than most houses. I'm not kidding. That trailer looked better than most houses. And I know. People be like, oh, he lives in a trailer. Nah, bro. I'm telling you. It was like a $200,000 trailer, too. It was reasonably priced, and it just looked banging. But I don't know, bro. It's probably way down on the must-have list. Some shit's going to have to really fall through in Texas and Florida. You got to do Texas. Yeah, but am I even really doing Texas if I do El Paso? Am I even really in Texas? Or am I just in New Mexico? Like, you know, but I am in Texas because it's tax-free. Yeah. My cousin lives in Minot. I don't know if that T's silent. North Dakota. My advice is Texas or Florida. Shout out to you, Paul Keenan. Yeah, man. Perfect for football. Hey, Paul, I live here and it ain't bad. Shout out to Upshaw. Hey, man, we got the right people up in here. They know where it's at. If you go to Florida, you have to stay on the Panhandle. Marcus Banks, you're going to have to expand why. You're going to have to explain it. You think Penn State is going to hit another last-minute cover with it being 42.5? Troy, that's an MVP-level question. I think I covered it in the MVP video. So please, I refer you to the video I posted yesterday for MVPs. I'll go more in depth on Saturday, but that is a huge spread. Either way, is Penn State that dominant? Sure, but that's a huge spread. If you think about it, okay. DeQuist, if you watch the news at any point, look out for Zach Keenan, Anchorman. Zach Keenan, Paul Keenan, they might be related. The Keenan brothers, I know the Wayans brothers, from Texas. It's huge. Live closer to San Antonio if you'd like to go anywhere or do anything. El Paso is a 16-hour drive from anything. So I know El Paso well. I lived in Texas for 3 years. It's an 8-hour drive, not 16. But it is a 12-hour drive to Houston from there. So, Devin McKay, you might be driving a Yugo or a Geo Metro. I don't know, but I'm doing just fine. No, I know the ramifications of living in El Paso versus San Antonio. Doesn't matter to me. We're homebodies, and if we go on vacation, we go on vacation. There's no limitation to that. San Antonio is fine. It's great. It's the epicenter of a lot of great things, but at the same time, there's less distractions in El Paso. Obviously, less traffic, and it's closer to California, where my family lives. I can visit them in a 1-hour drive or 1-day drive, I should say. It's a full day, but it can be done. I'm from Cali. Bet yourself. I'm from Cali as well. Come to El Paso, Rico, Fort Bliss, baby. Yeah, I know Fort Bliss well. Deployed out of there. Lived there for 3 years. I'm not going to be near the military, like hanging out at the base or anything, but the neighborhoods we're looking at, the houses we're looking at, it's looking pretty good. Shout out to Joe Battle and Zaragoza. Niceville, Florida is awesome, close to Eglin Air Force Base. Keep an eye out for it. I think we saw that. Did we see Niceville? Sounds familiar. Moved to Washington State because I couldn't take the heat, though. Devin McKay. Bro, no one can take the heat. We just stay inside and turn the air conditioner on. Let's be straight. Okay? If it's cold out, you just put on an extra layer of clothing and a blanket. Anthony Richardson expected to miss weeks. Yeah, a month, man. It's a damn shame I got that right. T-Vlogs, I got the money lines. Thank you very much. Appreciate you doing that. You know, T-Cost, Vlogs, nobody knows why I'm doing these money lines, and they're like, Rico, don't do it like that. Do a money line each day. I'm like, bro, T-Cost Vlogs wants the big money lines and put them all together so he can hit, and I wish him well. Andrew says, Peachtree Ridge High School is one of the most underrated football programs in Georgia high school. So right now, Peachtree Ridge is a 7A school. They are undefeated. And they're getting no love in the rankings. I don't understand. I get it. All the perennial powers are in the rankings. They're going to have to beat some people that matter. Hope they keep doing well. We'll see what happens. But then they'll get to the playoffs. They'll lose in the second round, and people will be like, I told you so. No, man. Good teams lose in the second round. Good teams lose in the quarters. Like, I don't understand why they don't give love to certain teams. I agree completely is what I'm saying. There's another school, North Atlanta, getting no love from the polls. They're undefeated. 7-0. How do you not get any love? It's nuts. But a 3-3 team will get votes. Shout out to North Cobb. TJ, welcome back from Purgatory. TJ, what's good, Rico? Loved your video about Morantz yesterday. I had a similar situation with my brother back in the day, and I had to give someone them hands respect. Shout out to TJ. He's talking about a video I made where I talked about a fight I once had as a youth. And a lot of people wrote in the comments like, cap, this isn't true, whatever. I'm like, bro, I wish, like, my father's on this live every day. My father's in the channel every day. He could tell you the day he had to go pick me up from the back of this thing after I was done doing what I do. Then one guy wrote, cap, you didn't have a girlfriend. Guys, I have had more women in my life than you could ever imagine. You guys don't know what you're talking about. Be good looking, be athletic, be well spoken, have money. You'll experience it. Be able to dance, bro. I dance like Usher. You imagine me at a nightclub, bro? I'm not coming up empty-handed at all. I'm out here doing my thing. You kids don't know. I'm 40. I walk around now. I still get flirted with. I can't leave the house without Kim. I just stay posted up. I know what I'm doing. I'm Rico, man. Marcus Banks says, the Panhandle has better weather, great beaches, and cheaper. Shout out to you, Marcus Banks. It definitely looked cheaper in some of the areas we were at, or more affordable. And we didn't look too far into how far away we are from the beach. Obviously, it's a drive, not too far. And better weather. Well, any weather is better than some of these other places. Shout out to you. Mesquite, Nevada is pretty affordable, about an hour away from Vegas on the border of Arizona. Anybody, dude, we looked. It's not what we're looking for. It's not what we're looking for. Seen the Scatbo video you did. Yeah, I did the video, Michael T. I went back and rewatched the replay from Deion Sanders Jr., and there was no whistle blown. There was no whistle blown. So Cameron Scatabo, no whistle blown. The referees are waving things off, saying the game's over. People are coming on the field. No whistle blown. So as Jordan Dominic goes and grabs that loose ball and starts running with it like he's going to go score, Scatbo was told, hey, the whistle's not blown. He flips around, turns around, and goes tackles the guy. There was no whistle blown. I watched the replay at field level. Deion Sanders Jr. just posted a video on it. He posted a video of the end of the game. And if you get the final play before he goes and runs off all his stuff, Deion Sanders Jr. has it, and there was no whistle blown. Just letting you know. Keeping it real. So Scatabo for me is clean. He's good. Shout out to T-Cost Vlogs. Just sent us some money. Super chat. Says we love the money parlay. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for the tip. That's how we get down. You make my life possible. Thank you so much. Haha. Thank you very much. Yeah, I like to do 6 to 10 legs each week on college football. Throw $20 down for a nice payout. I've hit a couple this year. Makes it fun and cheering the teams on too. There you go. That's how it's done. I had a guy say, these are all minus 2,000 favorites. How is this going to happen? I'm like, bro, how does it get to plus? Like, you got to parlay them together, rookie. I almost said the R word. It was so close to saying the R word. Not Rico. Nonetheless, Devin McKay says, I actually lived in Pasadena, California the last 10 years. Yeah, that's terrible heat. Before bouncing up to Washington, that drive back through Texas is serious. I get the El Paso choice now. Solid choice. Thank you, Devin McKay. Yeah, I've lived in Arizona, Texas, California, Maryland, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Tennessee, South Korea, Germany, Turkey. I've lived in all those places in my life. I've been around the way. I've been around everywhere, bro. I might even miss some. I lived in Washington, D.C. too. I think those are all of them. It's been a long life. Now it's time to just chill. Find a spot and chill. Rico has at least a couple of little Ricos running around here in El Paso. Holla at your boy, Julius Coolius. Hey, there's Julius. What up, Julio? Hey, so Julius Coolius is a follower of mine from TikTok. One of the few dudes who showed up to my live and realized way back in the day, he was like, man, there's nothing but women in here. This is where I need to be. Shout out to him and Paguno for being really cool back in the day. But yeah, El Paso, I am afraid of 23andMe. I've lived a different life for many, many years. 23andMe could be a problem in about 30 years. Could be. There's going to be a whole lot of charts growing. I'm telling you. I did 23andMe. My DNA's in the system. I'm in the system. I'm in CODIS. No, I am probably in CODIS as well. But all military members are. Shout out to us. Coach Cheese Bryant says, donated a kidney in 2018, and then was diagnosed with MS in 2021. I learned afterwards that Arizona was better on my body compared to here in Virginia. This humidity hammers my MS now. Damn, coachies. I don't know how it is living with MS. I'd imagine it's pretty traumatic. And, sorry to hear about that. Hang in there. But get your ass out of Virginia, bro. Virginia ain't even affordable. Go find some heat. Go lay down on a hotbed. Do something. DeBerry, Florida is where it's at. It's Central Florida, where I plan to go when I retire. Currently living in New York City. Going to retire in 5 years. K-Swiss. My children live in St. Cloud, Florida, just south of Kissimmee. And we went to I go to Melbourne every winter for Christmas. And I took Kim to Melbourne. And what'd you think about Melbourne, Florida? She fell in love with that spot. She said, this is where we need to be. So we like India, Atlantic, Melbourne, Florida, Central Florida on the beach. That's the Atlantic side. And obviously being near my kids in St. Cloud is cool. So those areas look nice. But, the Panhandle's an 8-hour drive away. So probably not be near them. I love the Moneyline parlays. In fact, I'm rolling with both of your Moneyline parlays this week. Let's get it. Hey, I might change them, TJ. I might change them 1 unit only. Of course, 1 unit only. I might change them. Am I allowed to flip? Dre Bobby says, sorry if I'm late. What's the word for tonight's game, my guy? MVP, rewind the show. Rewind the show or go watch the MVP playlist. Rewind the show, go watch the MVP playlist. I think I'm going to post another video for the MVPs to confuse the fuck out of them. LOL, the Missouri base is so boring. My brother was stationed there, and when I went, I felt sorry for him. Don't ever feel sorry for your brother if he's in the military. Money's fucking great. Don't worry about it. Now, if he doesn't like his money, he should get promoted. Absolutely can flip them. I haven't placed any bets yet, so all good. TJ, you're not the only one. There's 1,300 people. Somebody's going to get mad. I don't care. I got to go in there and make a correction. By the way, I keep seeing some of these cats hating on your content. Why don't you ship them out a shirt that says, I'm a Rico-sexual from your merch department? You know what's crazy, Julio, is my video on Jimmy Butler and me saying all those things. Here's what's the crazy part. They're outraged and triggered by me, but the video of Jimmy Butler can't trigger me. You feel me? Like it's a double standard. I can't be upset with Jimmy Butler, but they can be upset with me. They can be upset with a prototypical heterosexual male, but I can't be upset at a heterosexual male for pretending to be feminine. But if you are feminine, it's okay. But if you pretend to be it, it's okay. If you mock feminine people, that's apparently okay. Think about that. He's mocking a demographic of people because he's not really that. But he's mocking them. And everybody's like, Rico, why are you offended by this? I'm offended because he's mocking. Maybe he's mocking a family member. Maybe he's mocking my older brother who is homosexual and married to another man. You feel me? Like, you can't sit around and mock a demographic of people if you're not really them. I think it's demeaning. I think it's demeaning to go like this. If you're not really like that, then what are you doing? That's where I'm at. By the way, thank you. The money parlays are fun, even if they're gonna win no matter what. If you pair 6 to 10, you get a plus no matter what and make something back. Shout out to you. That's exactly right. They all got to hit, though. Be careful. One might miss, but yes, it's pretty good if they all hit. Pick all the big ones, combine them, and you'll make a ton of money. At least you'll have a sure bet, a sure thing. At least that's what we're hoping, right? Unless you play a 9th conference game and lose. Anyways, guys, that's great unless you're the guy that had Miami money line. Exactly, Paul Keenan. Exactly. If you had Miami money line right now, you're sick to your stomach, and you know somebody did. And you know somebody put 10 stacks on it because it was so guaranteed. It's unfortunate. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, guys. I'm going to roll out. Do you think Akeem Dent coming back makes a huge impact on FSU's secondary? FSU's secondary is strong. They have good players. There's really no huge dent needed. There really isn't. There's good players. They just need to make plays. Congratulations for coming back healthy. getting there, but it doesn't matter. That's an ACC question. We're Big 10. We're MAC. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry there's only 30 of you here. Shout out to the 70 on TikTok. It is what it is. Everybody have a blessed day. Do your thing. I'm going to roll out. We got appointments today. Don't talk sports with your friends because remember, they don't have a clue what they're doing. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean and no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for
all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean and no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for
all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
I do this for the kids who sit a bit outside the mix, who maybe cope through humor just to fit in for a bit, who never let the world know when depression's setting in. To all of those who know you, that impression don't exist, and it ain't counterfeit, it's just a way to counter it. I'm living things I dreamed about, I still encounter it. It ain't something that a cigarette or alcohol can fix, but all because of it I flipped it quick, went on to write some hits. This a success, off another breath. This the first step in searching to be nothing less than be the best in what you do to prove their strength in being you. Learn so much in chasing dreams that I never would in school. Depends on where your passion lie, just no passion never lie. Life presents distractions, but your actions have to fortify the things that you believe in. Have to scream it like a battle cry and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love. Those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug. Those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make of lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers fail to see. Jealousy results from being that which others fail to be, and if it means you're not with me, that honestly sounds fair to me.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean and no longer a fan. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for
all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you inside, that's why I do this for you.
Do this for my mother, she'll be working